All right, everything seems in place. Let's do this. Let's go. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope you're doing great. I know that I am. Thanks very much. I'm Pierre, your host. Thank you for joining me on my channel. So we started a half an hour late today. And the reason why is because I'm always trying to improve this stream. So I got a 4G modem that I hooked up. I had to find the best spot in our building, found that, hooked it up, and then connected my computer to through an Ethernet cable instead of being in Wi-Fi. Now, hopefully, we will have a much better stream right away. Instead of having a bit rate of 2500, I jumped and figured, let's try this out. So today we're streaming at a bit rate of 3000, which means we should have a more stable connection and the quality should be a little bit better. Fingers crossed. So far it seems like it's working, and I'll really know only at the end of the stream if it works or not, but so far it looks pretty good. So, like usual, we're going to go over to the computer. We're going to check out what we did yesterday, which was a very short day full of, I would say, problems, but I'll explain why in a second. And let's do this right now. So yesterday we started off, first of all, by fixing our canvas that was behind me by cutting the both edges on the left and right hand side because it had a little bit of a marker from the roll of canvas that it came with. Then I marked on the top and on the bottom two areas that I will not paint right away. And this is where the snag came, was finding the color for the background. And I was totally unsatisfied with this red that I had. I usually use a cadmium medium red, and this red here, I don't even know what the name is. It's sort of an aqua red, and as I wanted it to be like a dark red, when I added black paint to it, it turned out to be purple or whatever. So anyways, we had to stop the stream there because I didn't want to start off on something on a color that I'm not used to, and so we're going to pick it up from there. I did get some a different kind of a red, hopefully which will work out a lot better. So I am not going to waste any time since we already started the stream a lot later than usual. Well, a lot later, a half an hour later, and I'm going to right away mix in this vermilion red with some black paint to get it to be a little bit darker. I'm going to just go back here to get a palette. There we go. What I call a palette is nothing else than a plastic paper plate. There we go. And I'm going to take a new one that I'll put on top of this other one here because it is not chilly in the studio today. It is just cold, real cold. So I am sure this is very brittle. So instead of trying to get this coat of paint off like I usually do in the summertime, where it just peels off because acrylic doesn't stick to any kind of a surface that is non-porous. So it should just peel off, but I have a feeling I can see it already broke off very easily here. So I think it'll just be smarter just to put another paper plate on top of that and go from there. So I am going to grab this new red paint. So I'm a little bit unprepared today since I was working more, doing more like carpentry work, trying to get this modem all fixed up against the wall. But well, going to do my best here. I didn't even bother changing my clothes either, so I'm going to have to also be careful not to get too much paint on my pants if possible. Not get any would be even better. So I'm going to put a lot of paint here because I do have quite a bit of surface. This is going to be the first coat, and tomorrow we will put the second coat on. So this is again going to be a relatively short stream, and we're already like one day late in our venture of a new painting. So do I have enough paint there? That is a good question. I think I'm going to make a little bit more just to make sure that halfway through I don't have to stop. There we go. And if I have too much paint, well, I'll just put it on thicker. No big deal. So I have that done. I am going to get the black paint together as well. And there we go. Let me just wipe that off. Let me just wipe off my knife as well. So this is very exciting. I hope this modem is going to work. So far I see that it hasn't dropped any frames as I'm streaming, which does happen when I was on Wi-Fi. Now I'm via an Ethernet cable, so hopefully that will take care of itself. So I'm going to put the black paint on the side here, and we'll just ease our way to this darker red as we are, first of all, trying to get the right texture of the paint. And we'll do that together. I'll just go over to camera number 1 over there, and we can mix in the two colors, the black and this red vermilion, which is kind of tending on the orange. So I have this together. I have this. Now this is the brush I want to use, and this is the brush I used yesterday. So I probably need to wash it off with some soap. But what I'm going to do first is just bring this camera over here. I'm going to zoom into my little kitchen area where I'm going to go wash this brush. There we go. And I'm going to just switch cameras as I go do this in my little festive kitchen. There we go. Oops. There we go. There we go. Just a little soap and water. Just took a few seconds. And I can start mixing this together. I will pull this camera back so we can do this together. As I mentioned, I'll bring over my little bar stool. That's right here because it has some water on it right there. And I'm going to switch waters because this has that red from yesterday. There we go. And actually, I'll just bring this over to show you the difference of the two reds. So let's go back to camera number 1. There you go. So I don't know if you can see the difference. I think so. But this is what we did yesterday, which is kind of like a purplish, I don't know what color you would call that. And then this is the other one where you can see it's a lot more orangey. And this is the one we're going to go with. So let me just get this out of the way. And then let's just start getting the right texture of this orange red. And then I'll bring in the black afterwards. So I'm probably going to need quite a bit more water. And I'll start off with this. I'm just going to work this all together. Not too fast because I don't want to splatter paint all over my jeans, which is kind of stupid not to have changed, I must say. But since I was running late, and since it's nice and cold in here, I really wasn't that excited to undress in the cold, especially for a stream that's not going to last more than 20 minutes or half an hour or so. So this is very liquidish so far, which is okay because we do have a lot of surface to cover. I probably am going to have to put a second coat of paint tomorrow. And every time we start a new canvas, the first few days are just very short streams. The first day is, of course, putting the first coat of gesso. And then the next 2 days are just putting on the 2 coats of background. And then we have to do the highlights to the background and whatnot. So this looks pretty good. I'm not sure I'm going to have enough paint, though. Am I going to have enough paint here? I mean, this canvas is 57 inches by 40 inches, so it's quite a large canvas. And I am not convinced I have enough paint here. It's funny, it does this quite often. I have a hard time judging the quantity of paints that I need. You would think after 30 years I would know, but apparently not. Must be burnt out brain cells. So you know what? I am going to go back and I'm going to add more of this paint before I start blending in the black, so I don't have to stop halfway and then try to match up the 2 colors again. So I might as well just go for it. Just add a lot more paint and make a larger quantity. And like that, there we go. Let's not be stingy. There. Okay, very good. I'm going to have to find a pot to transfer this paint in because already I'm going to start bitching with these small little... Look at this. Trying to get the paint out of this little hole that is like not even a 1/4 inch wide. So it works great the first day, the first 5 minutes. But what do you do when you get to the bottom of this? Totally worthless, stupid engineering. When they you should use pots that are wide like this, where you can grab the last little drop. I bitch every time because it's so annoying that these guys obviously don't paint. I mean, they sit behind their desk and engineer, hey, how do we save, I don't know what, more plastic or save, I don't think this here is more economic than this, right? Manufacturing, maybe it is. Everybody seems to want to cut corners. But anyways, I'll stop bitching and I'll get back to blending my paint. So let's go back to camera number 1, back over here. And I did put quite a bit more paint. So I'll add a lot more water. And again, let's just get the right texture and then we'll just bring in the black paint afterwards. And I had a long discussion yesterday when I bought this paint at the store because all their shelves were totally depleted of paints, of colors. I mean, this is not the red I was looking for. I was looking for a cadmium medium red, and they were out of that. And the salesman was saying because of the COVID thing, they're getting a hard time getting supplies. I guess just because the factories that manufacture had to cut down or less people working. So it's really, this COVID is really touching all levels of society, including little squirrels like myself. So this looks, I don't want to go more liquid than this, otherwise it's going to be a huge mess. So I'm just going to bring in this little bit of this black in here. I'm going to work all this out. I was looking for a very deep red, so not to mention that afterwards I do some shading on that to make the background richer. So I can see this is blending in nicely, getting to be dark, kind of what I wanted. There we go. Let me just keep blending in so it's nice and homogeneous. Very good. Look at that. Okay. Not totally blended in, so I'm just going to keep working it. I can see some streaks of black, so I'm just going to keep taking the extra few minutes to make sure. Very nice. Let me make sure I get everything off my brush. Okay, very good. So I'm going to just put this down for a second here. There we go. I'm going to pull the camera back up. We're going to start on that upper left-hand corner and work our way down like that. I won't get my hand in the paint. And first of all, I'm going to bring over this big can of paint so I can stand on it. This will be my little step stool. Because I do want to paint up here, but I want to leave this blank and then paint the rest here. And then tomorrow I will cut this in half and make two vertical. This is going to be a diptych, is really what I had in mind. So I'm going to go with that. And beyond that, I have no idea what I'm going to do. So I am going to come back up here, just zoom in the camera a little bit, get it off to the side so I'm not in front of it. So I did put a lot of paint all over the floor, fortunately not on myself. I am going to have to be careful. Okay, so let's switch cameras. And I am going to play some music of some friends of mine while I'm painting, after all. I'm going to play music. It's my friend Diego on the violin. You have Jacek on the guitar and Lucien on the drum. So, Ing boom boom, what am I looking for? The shortcuts, here we go. Yes, this is the right color, but I will need two coats. is a beautiful red, I must admit. So happy with it compared to yesterday where I was so disappointed. Anyways. Woohoo! Okay. Okay, so we're getting near the end. That's very good. Et voilà. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for the music. So we have the red and white army here. Okay, very good, very good. And no stains, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Okay, so very good. I am so happy with this color compared to that other one yesterday. And unfortunately, tomorrow we're going to have to put a second coat just to hide all the brush strokes. And then, as I mentioned, day after tomorrow, I guess, because we'll have to let it dry tomorrow, I'll cut this on half, turn it around, and then we will actually start the, well, I'm not sure. I guess I'm going to start off with the shading. And by then, I'm sure I'll figure out what the next step will be. Anyways, so this is turned out to be a pretty awesome day. Got a new 4G modem, which means that the stream has shown absolutely no problems. I was able to go to a bit rate of 3000, which should make the quality a little bit better. And who knows, maybe I can even bump it up to 3500, but one step at a time. So we are done for today. I'm going to go back to the computer. Like that, I can end today's stream with my schedule. And I will be back, well, I don't even know what day we are today. What are we, Wednesday? So, are we Wednesday today? Yes, indeed. Yes, we are Wednesday. And tomorrow is Thursday, so our stream will be in French. Awesome. Perfect timing. You can practice your high school French again. And we'll be here at 9 a.m. for that. And then Friday, of course, we'll be back in English and at 9 a.m. as well. So once again, I want to thank you for joining me. I want to wish you a wonderful day, wonderful evening. And like usual, I'll leave you by saying, ciao, mes amis.